Evening peeps, evening, welcome back to the channel, back again, another Saturday night, more Just for Fun Driving Club action, live from Nordschleife, or Nurburgring Nordshliefe. So green held, 3 lap races in GT3 class cars. What have we got? Get about 4 races in. Bop is on. I don't know what fuel and tyre wear is set at the minute. Let me just have a look. Oh, ×3 for tyre wear, ×3 for fuel consumption, but that might change throughout the night. Weather might change as well. It's on random at the minute, but they are still in practice mode. But that's what we've got on the cards tonight. Stickers still available, people. Hit me up at darksmoker@googlemail.com if you want any of those. Right, let's get into it. Evening. How are we doing? I've still got the nonsense up. Let me turn the sound on as well. Boopity boop. There we go. So, here we are then. Another Saturday night. Another Nordschleife session with the Just for Fun boys. Let's see who we've got. A few new drivers by the looks of it. Der Aulich. I don't know. You might just be 1995 tonight. Potkind returning, Ace Killer returning, Leaf Barn returning, K Oyster, new driver, Schleiser, sorry, returning, Kunel 46, new driver, Trop, new driver, Frobret 2201, new driver, Falky 88, new driver, Engelblet, Engestj, new driver, and Michael AFL, new driver. Wow, got a right lobby of newbies tonight. Well, hopefully they're not newbies and they can drive a car a little bit decent. Dukes, evening. I don't know what that last symbol is. Looks like a snail with a scarf on. So yeah, let's have a quick look. Weather random. Mechanical damage is on light, so it will repair itself as they go around the track. Fuel is on ×3, tyres on ×2. Again, that might change depending on how they set the races up tonight. And I can guarantee we've still got traction control, no limit. Ugh. Ugh. You're not listening to me, are you, Popkind? Hey? No marked spin by the looks of it. Unless he's just a bit late to the room, but I don't know. He's not mentioned. I don't remember him mentioning to me that he wasn't racing, so who knows? Who knows? Maybe he'll turn up. Maybe he's forgotten. But we are just around the corner from race 1. Ew, it's dark. Ew. And guess Jay has got it all wrong. Right, let's get this nonsense on quickly because we're about to start race 1. So 3 laps here at Nords. If it's dark, it makes it even worse. You've got to know this track absolutely inside and out from start to finish. Oh, there we go. That's race starting. When cars just suddenly decide. Ah, nobody told me we were doing the full course, the full 24-hour with the GP course bolted on. Okay, that changes things up a little bit. Okay, race 1 just about to get underway. Oh, we've got a little bit of a false start in the background. It's going to be slow. Look at them all piling, looking for positions down into turn 1. Leaf Bomb gets a great start. Driving on the grass to hold on to that advantage. Coming into turn 1. Ace Killer says no. Oh, where's he gone? Says no, I'm going to try around the outside. Almost gets that done. can't get the power down without almost pushing Aulich off the track. Leaf Barn though, great start from him. I think started third, ended up first into turn 1 in the Ferrari. De Aulich in the Audi R8. Ace Killer in that third position, then in the BMW. Beaten for Koenigsschleiser, standard. K. Oster gone for the Mercedes. Fabre in a Porsche. Got Potkine, probably BMW, all I can see is headlights, yes. Michael AFL in a Porsche. We've got another Porsche of Falk. Oof, nearly switching sides. Kunel looks like a BMW by the headlights, yes it is. And Angus J we've seen in the wall already. Who's that? Ace Killer off track, half a second penalty, spun round and a long way off the pace. He's got some work to do. One of the fastest drivers in the lobbies, but now he's stuck at the back of the pack before we even get onto the Nordschleife. Coming up right about now then, taking that left-hander onto the Nordschleife Green Hell circuit. Let's get a look from Leaf Barn's perspective. Aulich's not letting him go in that R8. Oh, look at him all over the back. Just had to back off a little bit early through there. Doesn't want to crash into the back of Leaf Barn. Pushing hard though already. Let's jump on with Aulich. Let's go bumper cam. See a little bit more of the circuit through this view. Trying to use that slipstream up flight path. Catches up a little bit, has to back off through that right hander though. Catches up on the exit. Leaf Barn can't match the power of the R8. Aulich into P1 then. Leaf Barn tried to stick with him. Third place Koenigsschleiser, just being left a little bit, 2.4 seconds back from those two up front. Wow, oh my god, Fabre, there's a corner there, mate. That's kind of messed his race up. Ace Killer still holding that half-second penalty. He'll have to lose that on the Dottinger straight. Angus J has made a mistake as well. He's and again. Into the wall he goes. We'll catch up with him later. Aulich though has managed to hold on to that top spot. Leaf Barn's not managed to grab it back yet. He is opening that door just a little bit. 0.8 of a second between the two of them. Koenigsschleiser actually catching up with Leaf Barn as well there in the Beetle. Pretty good in the twisties, the Beetle. Does lose out a little bit on the... Wait, I see that, Dukes. Potkine then in fourth. Kate Oyster with a half a second penalty as well. Maybe just getting caught out in the dark. Blinded by the headlights behind, maybe. Michael AFL up to 6th. Kunel 7th, being closely chased by Falke 88, if that's even how you say it. Oh, Angus J has left the room. He's not happy with Nords at night. Ace Killer then in 9th, giving him a flash of the lights, just trying to close up on Falke. So last man on track now is Fabre 22.01, 10 seconds off the pace at the minute. Did go off at the hairpin, quite dramatically off at the hairpin as well. Look at this, there Aulich then 1.3 seconds gap between him and Leaf Barn in that Ferrari. Koenigsschleiser's lost a little bit of time to him in third though. Fourth, Kate Oyster still on his tail with that half a second penalty. Does sound so good, that Mercedes, so deep. Awesome sounding car. Mostly headlights and name tags is all you're going to see here at Nords. Might have to turn your brightness up a little bit to see the actual cars tonight. Ace Killer then makes up another position. Kunel, I think, just getting that one wrong. Looked like he was not carrying as much space, as much speed as Ace Killer, but kind of hanging on to him. There is Falky. Let's go past him as well. Or maybe it was Falky that made the mistake, and both Ace Killer and Kunel get past, I think. Fabre trying to close that gap back up. He has made a little bit of time up actually. I think it was about 10 seconds. It's now 8.5. So finding a little bit of grip in the Porsche. Oh, the Aulick. Oh no. He's binned the Audi, stuck the rear wheels on the curb. It spun it round and into the wall. He's picked up a little bit of damage on that front end. Giving the lead back to Leaf Barn as well. Big old gap now, 3.5 seconds. That's only going to open up while the Aulick's car repairs itself. There's a little twitch coming out of there as well with damage to that suspension. Koenigschleiser still in third, but for how much longer I don't know. Potkind is right up his tail. Okay, Oscar is sitting bolted onto the back of the pair of them. He's got a half-second penalty to lose though, Oyster, so he'll fall away from these two when they hit the Dottinger straight, unless he can... Oh, get hold of it, get it back on that grey stuff. Watch this corner, dirty tyres. It's a little bit loose, loses a big chunk of time to those two in front though. Gap now at 2.1 seconds and still half a second penalty to lose. Ace Killer not that far behind him, 4 seconds. It'll be less than 3 by the time they get to the end of the Dottinger straight with that penalty loss. Might even be closer than that. Bray left the room as well then. Oh, Ace Killer's got himself half a second penalty, so he's not going to make up any advantage on Kate Oyster really. I say that. He's got that 4 second gap down to 3 seconds by the time they've actually got onto the Dottinger straight and lost that penalty. DG Vandermeer coming in the room giving us an Australian good day. I know it says good day, but I'm going to intentionally misinterpret it as Australian. Leaf Barn then leads lap 1. Comes across the line, plenty of space behind him, 8 seconds back to Potkind. Koenigschleiser still in third. Kate Oyster with his penalty loss still in fourth. Ace Killer fifth. Falky in sixth. Michael AFL making a mistake somewhere in seventh. Oh, Kunel, we just catch him getting it wrong. Last turn as well. Into the pits this lap then, getting rid of those soft tyres. Looks like you'll easily do 2 laps on those. Now maybe he's come in, stick a fresh set of softs in and attempt that 2 lap. No, maybe just taking on board fuel. I don't know why you need to take on board fuel. It is 3 laps. Falky's left the room. Flipping it. Dropping like flies. Down to 7 drivers then. So Koenigschleiser back into second. Potkind making a mistake somewhere. Finding himself with a half a second. Oof, almost off track through there as well. Finds himself with a half a second penalty quite early on in lap 2. K Oyster closing up on him. Ace Killer ripped that gap to bits, down to 1.2 seconds in the BMW. Pushing hard then. Michael AFL in 6, 11.2 seconds behind Ace Killer, and then Kunel. No tyres, just taking on a bit of fuel. In 7th. Now, can anyone catch Leaf Barn? Just onto the Nordschleife itself. He's out on the track all on his own, look, 8.7 seconds, can't even see Koenigsschleifer. He's that far back. Down to 6 drivers. Core, blimey, what is happening with you lot? Is it too much? Is it too much for you? You're not, huh? You'll never learn it if you keep quitting, will you? I'm talking to you lot. Ace Killer going for the sensible medium tyres. They will certainly last him 3 laps. Did I have a look at his fuel? He's on half a tank, so he's pushing pretty hard on fuel. He's closing up on Potkind as well. Potkind with that early penalty. Ace Killer will get right up behind him and probably get past him before he gets to that penalty zone. Michael AFL all out on his own really, 12 seconds behind Ace Killer, but he is 40 seconds ahead of this man. He has just come in the pits for a bit of fuel though. But possibly a wasted journey because he's going to have to come in, I would assume, at the end of the next lap because soft tyres starting to show their wear now then. I can imagine we're going to see Leaf Barn in. Koenigsschleifer lost a little bit more time to Leaf Barn. The 2 BMWs of Potkind and Ace Killer closing up on him actually, just 3.1 seconds behind. He's going to have to push hard then to keep those 2 behind. They are pretty quick. They will work together in sections. So a very empty Nordschleife tonight. Again, a lot of the new drivers have turned up, don't like it, and disappeared. Shocking. Right, just going to give Leaf Barn some glory shots. While I crack open my beer. Stay hydrated, people. Still with my snaz. My snaztastic. Everyone who saw it assumed that that was going to break, not realising how awesome and how strong it is. 3D printed bottle opener with literally a see-through mesh ball inside. Madness. Right, that's enough for you, Leaf Barn, for a minute. Let's keep an eye on Koenigsschleifer as he's being hounded by the 2 BMWs. Oh, look at the soft tyres on the Beetle. Screamed out to be changed at this point. Not looking much better on Potkind's BMW. Now, Vossi's joined the room, another fast driver. Ace Killer then, fallen off the back of Potkind a little bit. But he's on that slightly different strategy, so he's on the medium tyre. He will he have to come in for fuel? Potentially not. He's got more on board than Potkind, so he'll take that position. Well, he'll take that position when Potkind loses that penalty anyway. And he'll spend less time in the pits because he's got more fuel on, so even if he doesn't get past before the pits, he should get past after. Oh, okay, we've lost Kate Oyster. He's just left the room. So this is really where the fight is at the minute, as they sort of battle amongst themselves. We've got Koenigsschleifer in second, still 9 seconds behind Leaf Barn. Potkind in second, closing up on him 2.5 seconds back. Ace Killer hanging on to his tail though, just a second back himself. And we've still got a lap to go after this. Michael AFL out all on his own. He's gone for that medium strategy as well. He's got a lot more fuel on board in that Porsche, but he's a bit off the pace of the drivers up front. So he'll save a bit of time when he does come in the pit. If he comes in the pits, he might be going for a no stop. But I don't know whether it's going to be enough to get him back involved in the race properly by the end of lap 3. And then Kuhnel, who did come in the pits, taking on a bit of fuel, will have to come in at the end of this lap because his tyres look pretty beaten up. Bouncing around in the carousel there. And Leaf Barn still having an absolute glorious time out front. The sun's out, he's probably got his window down. Music blaring. What have we got? Drum and bass, bit of drum and bass, bit of hip hop. Can anyone catch Leaf Barn though? That 9 seconds, just under 9 seconds. Oof, Ace Killer nearly going for the move on Potkind. So 11.4 seconds behind race leader at the minute, on board with Ace Killer. Potkind about to lose this penalty. Ace Killer going to use as much of his slipstream as possible until he does lose that penalty. Wasn't sure if the bump draft was going to work, whether he would ghost in or out at that point, but he was still ghosted. So it's Ace Killer in third then. He's not quite out of slipstream range of Potkind. He's managed to just pick up a toe as they come to the end of the Dottinger Straight. But they are closing up on Königsschleiser in second, and they are bringing that time down between themselves and Leaf Barn in first as well. Whether it's enough before the end of lap 3... Ah, yes it is. Leaf Barn in the pits then, taking on board fresh tyres and fuel. Ace Killer going for the no stop option. Well, that is the end of lap 3. Oh, he's on lap 3. Why did he give a wiggle? I thought he was going to cross the line. Rip the handbrake up. So Ace Killer going for a no stopper then. Tyres looking good. He's got probably enough fuel on. He might just have to manage it a little bit come the end of the race, but let's have a look at the gap now between him and Ace Leaf Barn and Ace Killer. Looks like it's sitting about 19 seconds. That's a big old gap to try and close up. Michael AFL back out the pits, only didn't come in. So yeah, it has brought him back involved. His tyres still look reasonably good for a full lap as well. And he's got loads of fuel on. What can Michael AFL do here against Leaf Barn on a fresh set of mediums? Why would you go mediums, Leaf Barn? Why would you go mediums for the last lap? I don't get it. Answers in the comments. Königsschleiser back out the pits, fresh set of softs on for him. Again, the Beetle really good in the twists and turns, just not quite so good at the longer, faster parts of the circuit. Gear ratio is not quite right on that thing. It's 7 gears, I believe, and you don't hit 7th until you're absolutely maxed out. And I don't think it helps you pull very well either afterwards. You don't see it very often in the Beetle. Potkind then back out, fresh set of softs on for him. Penalty lost now as well. And Kunel, yeah, front. Look at the fronts. He's really going to struggle by the end of this one. We're not even out of the GP circuits at the moment either. His tyres are broken. So it's all about what this man can do then on worn tyres, potentially having to manage a little bit of fuel. He's got a quarter of a tank left to try and do a full lap here at Nords. He's holding fastest lap at the minute as well, 8:16.076. We'll see. Again, Leaf Barn, why? Why did you go for mediums? Odd choice for a final lap. Michael AFL in that second slot then on the semi-worn mediums. But look who's closing upon the pair of them. Königsschleiser in that Beetle, fresh set of soft tyres, making those work early on. They should have plenty of grip to chase down those two drivers in front. Still closing up on Michael AFL here. So the left-hander down towards the hairpin. Whoa. Great move, a little bit of contact on the exit. maybe carrying a tiny bit too much speed on the way in there, Koenigsschleiser, but then Michael AFL looked like he was carrying a little bit too much speed on the way out, so an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, so to speak. They both nudged each other, and they're back in the same positions. Might get a bit testy though by the end, those soft tyres. Quick on acceleration, the Beetle. A little bit of a bump draft. Koenigsschleiser knows he can't get past him down through this set of corners. Oh no, Leafbarn off track. Can these two get past? Whoa, Leafbarn trying to block off that position, but just couldn't get himself tucked behind Michael AFL. Koenigsschleiser sees that opportunity, gets through. Still chasing down Michael AFL here. Let me change that camera. It's going to happen at some point. Koenigsschleiser looking pretty solid in the Beetle. Can he get the switch back underneath here? Carry the speed past him. Gets the advantage through the little right hand kink. Hey, Michael AFL though, late braking, trying to carry the speed round. Not enough grip though to carry the speed out of that turn. Koenigsschleiser does take second. Now it's all about the draft down here. Hard on the brakes into this right-hander at the bottom. And then it's stamp on the throttle. Try not to let the tail go a little bit loose. And he has just opened up enough gap. Oh, look at that in the background. Leafbarn trying to get past him as well in the Ferrari. Side by side right on this section. Leafbarn actually on the grass trying to get past. Michael AFL not making it easy, basically blocking the track. You've got to give him room, Michael. Clean, fair racing and all that. You can't just be blocking the track. Oh, it was absolute chaos. Michael AFL comes off worse off though. I think they've had a little bit of door banging all the way down there. Naughty no stopper, says Duco, which is this man, yeah. Cheeky. Is your fuel gonna last though, Dukes? Should do. Oh, that's not the line. Stop looking in the chat. Stop listening to me. Look, pack it in. That's what you get. That's what you get. So Koenigsschleiser then now into second. 1.8 seconds is the gap between him and Leafbarn. Potkind also passed Michael AFL as he was getting himself back on track and back up to speed. And Kunel still rolling about in the background with literally no tyres on that BMW. So the contact between Michael AFL and Leafbarn. So there was a little bit of contact between Michael and Koenigsschleiser as they sort of had a battle for second. Koenigsschleiser ultimately winning out on that, and then Leafbarn going for the position off of Michael down that long straight. I mean, you know, there is an argument on both sides. Michael is in control of the race, he is up front, he can take the race in lines, but you've got to give space on the straights, bro. You've got to. And unfortunately, you didn't. Leafbarn was doing everything he could to try and get past you cleanly, and a little bit of door banging, and I think that door banging just got a tiny little bit too much for Leafbarn. Maybe a slightly over exuberant nudge. Here he is then, Ace Killer onto the Dottinger straight, last time for race 1. And he has gone for a cheeky little nose stopper. Tyres looking phenomenal still, could probably do another lap on those, but his fuel won't. That's a good job. The checkered line is just at the end of this road. What's that that's open on my screen that shouldn't be? Get out of it. final turn then, and then it's a straight push to the line. We're not turning right just there because we're on the 24-hour circuit, so onto the GP half. I say half. There he is. Taking the win, Ace Killer. Koenigsschleiser holding on to second position then. Great result from him. Leafbarn coming home in third. Was leading this one from the start for a long time. Just got caught out. Potkind then taking fourth. Michael AFL coming across the line in fifth. And I don't know whether we're going to see Kunel just coming around the mini carousel. He might have time to get to the line. He might not. He might not get to the line because his tyres are very, very broken. Did I see a Falcon tyre livery on the side of that thing? Yeah, I think you need to have a word with your sponsors. Maybe get them to put the mediums on at some point. Nice looking car, the BMW. That's a good question, Ace Killer or Duco in the chat. It's yeah, who knows? Most of them had a crash, span out, whatever it was, couldn't race with anyone, had a cry, went home, turned it all off and rang their mum, and then cried to her. Oh, Kunel does cross the line then. We do see a checkered flag. Gazelle has joined the room. A few more joined the room, but I've not noticed all of them. Let's have a look. Okay. Potkind, Ditcher, Burn, Leafbarn, Koenigsschleiser, Kunel. Vossi's joined the house. Mechanica has joined the house. What the hell does that say? Louchinator 1. What's a louchinator? What's a louch? Come on, Germans. The Louchinator. Don't know what that is. Koenigsschleiser says battery's not included. Well, I'm not buying it then. If I don't get a free set of AAAs or AA's with it, I don't want it, Koenigsschleiser. I think we're going to have half hillbilly tonight. So, look at all the DNFs. We've even got some on page 1. You absolute bunch of wet blankets. So, Ace Killer taking the lead then, taking that win. Koenigsschleiser second. Leafbarn third. Potkind fourth. Michael AFL fifth. Kunel sixth. Frabre crying with his mum. Fauke crying with his mum. Enges J crying with his mum. De Aulick did alright. Crashed out. Now crying with his mum. And K Oyster again was doing alright. Stayed in the room for a while and then went crying to his mum. I don't know. So, next race we might see Michael AFL go crying to his mum. We might see Mechanica crying to his mum. We might see the Louchinator crying to his mum. We might. I don't know. Only 10. Nurburgring lobbies are usually quite popular. Especially when it mentions anything to do with YouTube. Maybe actually put YouTube instead of YT. Potkind, just a suggestion. Or live on YouTube, that always helps. People love being live so they can watch themselves and listen to me call them out for being morons and crashing. Or doing really well and winning a race, maybe. Okay, race 2 going to start at 37 minutes past the hour. Yeah, A lot of DNF started with 12, ended up with 6. Poor effort. Poor effort. Don't forget to like and subscribe, people, if you haven't already. Chuck some comments in during the race if you're watching live, post race if you're not. Well, that depends, doesn't it, Ace Killer? Does he change the settings? I didn't see the thing come up. He hasn't at the minute. Oh yes, it will. Yeah, fuel consumption's gone up ×4, and that's just to screw you over. I bet that's just to screw you over. Can't have Ace Killer doing another naughty nose stopper. Good to see Digazelle in the house. Another returning driver. So there are a core group of drivers that sort of join this lobby. This isn't a competition. If you're the first time listening, it is, as it says on the title, Just for Fun Driving Club. But it is serious racing. You know, we don't want people crashing into each other. Join the race if you're driving too. Well, yeah, we don't want you crashing into each other. We want people to have a nice race. You know, if you're pinballing people off the track or T-boning them in a corner and you're not giving the position back, well, you know, we don't want you here. We want fair, clean racing. That's, you know, nobody wants to be sent off track, especially at Nords, sent off track and not see another soul for the rest of the race. Cool, blimey, no thanks. You want to get involved. There's drivers popping in all over the place. DG Vandermeer, returning driver. I think last week, I believe, Vandermeer. Hearty new driver. I don't even like the look of that. Zhenning? I don't know. I know, English is just as bad. Best language though. Best language. So we are literally on the money for race 2, hopefully. Yes, Mr. Louchinator, pick a car, damn it. Let's give the newbies I should have done this earlier, shouldn't I? Digazelle. Let's give him a quick evening. And let's get ourselves on track then, ready for race 2, which is just about to start. So the full 24-hour circuit again for race 2, that's not changed. Fuel consumption has gone up to ×4 from ×3. So can Ace Killer do his cheeky nose stopper, starting from the back as well. So reverse grid, all the new drivers start from the front. Here they are. Let's see how they get on into turn 1. Lights are on then. Held for an awful long time. A little bit of a slow start there by DG Vandermeer. It gets swamped a little bit off the line. A few drivers squeeze their way past him. Oh, you can't get 3 cars into one spot there. Snelling 55 takes the lead then. Not quite sure who that was. They got sent off track. Vossi trying to take second, but Metcatnip Kerr squeezes through in that Subaru. Takes a little bit of a wide line there, gives Vossi the opportunity to stick that BMW up the inside. Can't quite match the pace of the Subaru down the hill. Now has Van der Meer coming back through the field. We take third. A little bit of contact there between Vossi and Van der Meer. Oh, there's contact of Michael AFL. Disgusting. Disgusting. That, yeah, that's not the kind of driving we want to see as well. Vossi just tagged a little bit of Van der Meer coming out of there, but then, yeah, Michael FL actually sent Vossi into the dirt. That's not what we want. So, whatever he is, 55 up front, but look at this. Mechanica stamping that Subaru. Now, he's got the soft tyres on. He's got a painted turbo on the boot. Let's have a look at that, shall we? Look. He's got a turbo spitting out flames on the back of a snail. Sitting in second though in that Subaru. Van der Meer third. Potkind changed the livery in fourth. Koenigsschleiser holding fifth in the Beetle. Leafbaum right behind him in sixth. Gazelle 7th, Ace Killer in 8th, Michael AFL in 9th, and Vossi in 10th. Now, the question needs to be, is Vossi going to be able to get past Michael AFL cleanly? Whether that, yeah, that looked deliberate, I don't know why. Not too sure. Zenning 55 then starts to pull a bit of a gap from the Subaru behind. Mechanica can't keep up with the pace. Now they're on the Nordshliefe section. See how that little Subaru gets on with the well, it's predominantly a field of Germans. I'm not just talking about the drivers, the cars as well. So we've got let's have a look. We've got Porsche, German, we've got Japanese, I think, German, ooh, Italian, German, Szczesning then still leads. Mechanica trying to close that gap back down, still at 1.4 seconds. Chasing pack slowly closing up on him, 2.3 seconds behind at the minute. DG Van der Meer, Koenigsschleiser, where are you going? Get back on track. Oh, dirty tyres. Dirty tyres has cost him 3-4 places. Wow. What can he do from there? Damage on that car as well. No penalty, thankfully. Michael AFL reasonably close, and Vossi still 4 seconds back as well, 4.7 in the BMW. Zenning 55, almost off track through there. Still pulling time on Mechanica though, and he is going to be under all sorts of pressures from the chasing bunch of German cars behind him. Porsche for DG Van der Meer. Just 1.5 seconds behind him. Potkind Vectra hanging onto his tail end. Leafbaum through to 5th. Gazelle 6th. Ace Killer 7th. Poor Koenigsschleiser running off the track quite early on. Loses 3 or 4 positions due to that mistake. 2.5 seconds off the pace of the midfield pack. 2.5 seconds ahead of Michael AFL. Like Michael AFL's pulling a little bit of time on Vossi as well. Again, soft tyre versus medium tyre there. Still pulling time up front then. Zenning 55. So hard for my mouth to try and make that noise and that sound. Zenning. Mechanica. Got the best number, I'll give him that, 420. That's definitely the best number. Oof, Van der Meer gets the carousel all wrong. Loses a bit of time to Mechanica. He's put himself under pressure from Potkind, Leaf Barn, Ace Killer and Die Gazelle. Can he close the gap up? Nice little trade of cars behind him. Hopefully no incidents and accidents. Schleiser trying to claim his positions back. He's got to get onto the back of those boys first though. Michael AFL still 3.6 seconds back, and Vossi loses a little bit more time to him. But that might work out in his favour later, as the soft tyre drivers will really suffer unless they come in and change those tyres. So Zenning still leading then 2.1 seconds over Metcat Nick Kerr. And that little pile behind are slowly closing up on him again, 1.8 seconds back. Let's get a little bit of chase cam watching these boys have a go at each other. Ace Killer having a little look at Leaf Barn. Oh, has to back out through there, try to get at the inside. Oh, great awareness by Die Gazelle, just saw that gap open up. Ace Killer just leaving the door wide open, tried to turn in, but there was a Porsche-sized lump there, unfortunately for him. Still got a slipstream though, so hang on to these boys. Now the chase is on here then. Who's going to win out? All 5 of these drivers picking up a slipstream from that driver in front. Die Gazelle getting close to Leaf Barn. Ace Killer slowly catching up with Leaf Barn and Die Gazelle as well. Well, there was a little bit of contact between those two. Porsche not able to use the top speed past the Ferrari. The BMW on the other hand is going to have a go at them, both of them, but again not quite able to do it. Side by side for Potkind and DG Van der Meer. A little bit of contact. Ace Killer. Whoa! Chaos. You can't put 3 cars on the track through there either. Again, no idea really whose fault that was, but a couple of drivers coming in the pits then. Potkind, Ace Killer, Van der Meer, both, or all 3 of them in. Koenigsschleiser as well comes in at the end of lap 1. Vossi stays out, and he's already got himself... No, Michael AFL getting the last couple of corners wrong. Still getting the corners wrong as he tries to put the power down a little bit too early. Easy on the throttle, bro. Easy on the throttle. And left the room, crying to his mum. There he is. Thought it might happen, and it did. Zenning, 55 then, has stayed out. Still on the soft tyre, still leads. 2.8 seconds from Metcat Nick Kerr. He's also out in that soft tyre. 3 seconds behind race leader. Look at this, Die Gazelle on that soft tyre. Those soft tyres looking really good. So he was sitting on the Dottinger straights. Where were you? 1, 2, 3, 5th? 5th, 6th, were you 5th? But all over the back of all over the back of first place right now. Leaf Barn in 3rd. Zenning back out of the pits as well. Did you just take on board a little bit of fuel, or did you just get it all wrong? You're not taking on board tyres, and you're not taking on board fuel. What's going on? Mechanica has got it all wrong somewhere. Did all 4 of you stay out and just Zenning got it wrong? But I've missed out somewhere. Vossi also staying out on the medium tyres. Drops into 5th position. Ace Killer back out the pits in 6th. Fresh set of soft tyres on, a little bit of fuel. So no stopper for him. Potkind Vectra also out, full tank of fuel and racing softs. Koenigsschleiser almost full tank of fuel and racing mediums. Potkind crashing off. That's not the line. And Van der Meer back at the pits, finding himself with a half a second penalty. So I'm not sure where he's picked that up from. We have already lost drivers from this one. And while we've been chatting, Gazelle is now in the lead. Leafbot on second. Jennings in third. Mechanica fourth. Vossi into fifth. Ace Killer sixth. Koenigsleiser seventh. Potkind 8th and DG Vandermeer in 9th. So the gap between first and second is opening up. Porsche just finding itself with a little bit more pace through the twisty turnies than Leafbahn in that Ferrari. I say that as Gazelle gets a little bit heavy on the throttle. Lights the rears up, keeps it on track, but brings Leafbahn 0.7 of a second behind him. Mechanica then into third. Jennings, 55, has just left the room. The Lauchinator has just left the room. Who've we got left? Mechanica, you were the only other newcomer. The only other newcomer to potentially have a proper crash out and go crying to your mum. The regulars, on the other hand, will stick it out, come rain or shine. Whether they crash off track or not, they'll just cruise round. If they do a really bad job, they'll just cruise around at the back and start at the front for the next race. How far back were you, Ace Killer? Let's have a look. 27.8 seconds from race leader. He's on for a good shout here to take the lead in the last lap. Is it going to be 2 for 2 for Ace Killer? Koenigsleiser also in a decent position as well. He's gone for a fresh set of mediums though, not the softs. I think the Beetle does put a little bit of pressure on the soft tyres. Again, might be down to the driving style. Potkind, unfortunately, crashing out early in lap 2, just before he joined the Nordschleife. Still on the GP circuit, he got it wrong, potentially through the chicane. Was at that spot. DG Vandermeer again finds himself with a half a second penalty very early on in lap 2. Leafbahn not letting Gazelle go too far away from him. Still just 1.2 seconds between these two. Found a little bit of grip somewhere there, Leafbahn, unless it was a mistake from Gazelle. Both drivers on semi-worn soft, so similar in that respect. Fuel is a little bit different, tiny bit less on board for the Ferrari. So they'll have to come in at the end of this lap, and again it's just where the other boys who've been in the pits, how much pace they can carry through this second lap to try and close up on these 4 drivers in front. Mechanica then in third, tyres looking pretty bad at the minute. Could catch him out before the end of this race. Coming into a... Oh, there we go, just as he says it. Commentator's curse. Just as he says it. And no, it's not my fault. Right, because there's a 30-second delay, maybe 45-second delay between what I'm saying now and what you actually see on YouTube. So no, I'm not having it. Ace Killer 5th, Vossi through to 3rd with Mechanica's departure into the grass. Got away without any damage with that one. Ace Killer still 28 seconds behind race leader though. So potentially might not be able to get in front. Koenigsleiser still 6th, Potkind still 7th. Vandermeer losing a tiny bit more time here. 13 seconds back now. Gazelle not fully in the clear yet. That gap has actually reduced between himself and Leaf Barn from 2.5 down to 1.7 seconds. Again, both of these drivers have got to stop at the end of this lap. They need fuel. They may as well take on board tyres while they're there. Vossi has also got to stop for fuel. Potentially might stay on those tyres. But while you're in there, why wouldn't you just put a set of softs on? Mechanica will certainly be in for tyres. Ace Killer just 3.8 seconds behind him, actually making up 2 seconds on race leader by the time they hit the Dottinger straight. He's got plenty of tyres left and plenty of fuel left to finish this race off. Koenigsleiser in the same position but on the medium tyre. Potkind Vectra in the same position. Maybe taking on board a little bit too much fuel. And the same for Van der Meer. Top 2 then are in the pits now. Gazelle, Leaf Barn, Vossi. I thought he'd missed the pits then. I forget. We're on the 24-hour circuit. Mechanica peels across to the right as well. He's got to come in the pits. Here comes Ace Killer then. Gazelle just being released then. He has got that fresh set of soft tyres to play with. He's got a little bit of a gap to try and close up on Ace Killer. Ace Killer's tyres already at temperature. So the gap at 5.3 then, when it all settles down. Leaf Barn drops himself into 3rd position on the exit of the pits. Koenigsleiser right on his rear end though. That medium tyre still looking good. Potkind stopped earlier, drops out in 5th. Vossi out with a fresh set of tyres in 6th. Mechanica comes out in 7th, fresh set of tyres, a little bit of fuel. Van der Meer has just taken on board fuel, and fuel only, taking on tyres last lap. So now can Ace Killer keep these tyres in a good enough condition to keep this man behind him? Gazelle, fresh set of softs on, just under half a tank of fuel. Gap still at 5 seconds between these two. Koenigsleiser finds himself with a little half a second penalty. He's have to lose that on the Dottinger straight. So if he wants that 3rd position, he's got to take it cleanly off of Leaf Barn and get about a second up the road from him before he comes to that sideways through there as he enters the Nords. Leaf Barn on a fresh set of soft tyres should really be making short work of Koenigsleiser on the mediums, but there's no slouch behind the wheel, Koenigsleiser. Potkind under all sorts of pressure then from Vossi. BMW versus BMW. And it's a fresh tyre on board for Vossi versus a half-worn tyre for Potkind. Gap at 0.3 between these two. Won't go for the move up here, Vossi, but he might have a stab down at the hairpin if he can carry the speed, which he doesn't need to worry about because Potkind's decided he's going to drive himself off track anyway. Didn't actually lose too much speed there, Potkind. Does pick up a half a second penalty though. Vossi having to stick 2 wheels on the grass to go for the move past him. Got to be careful on this turn now. Whoa, that car started to slide with the dirty outside tyres. Does manage to hang on to it though and get to the hairpin in the lead. But he has now got this man right behind him. So using the slipstream to come back is Potkind. Again, just got to be careful. Oh! keep up. Unfortunately, trying to keep up with Vossi on his fresher tyre. And it's caught him out. Semi-worn softs have allowed him to slip and slide. And he slips and slide a little bit too much into Vossi, who's also got a shed load of damage due to that crash. It's allowed Mechanica back past into 5th. Vossi now 6th. Damage repairs itself, so he can get himself back into race pace, but a few choice words coming out of that German's mouth, I think. And this man a little bit sheepish now as well. Oh, what did I do? Why did I do it? Maybe. Does that give Vandermeer a little bit of an opportunity here? Just 5 seconds back. Okay, so back to the front. Ace Killer still leading, but that gap has been chopped in half. 2.4 seconds between first and second. Both drivers with about quarter of a tank on. There's only difference really being the car and the tyres. Gazelle stopping at the end of lap 2, picking up a fresh set of softs. Ace Killer stopping at the end of lap 1 to pick up a fresh set of tyres. So his softs now a lap and a half deep. Oh, almost caught him out through there. A couple of wheels on the grass. Now if he's under pressure from Gazelle behind, he's really going to have to put the pressure on his own tyres here to try and stay ahead. He's just got to be careful. I think every time I've said that, I've seen drivers spinning around, so we'll maybe refrain from talking about drivers crashing. Leaf Barn then still holding third, still got Koenigsleiser just in his rear view mirror. Not quite as close as he was, still with that half a second penalty to lose as well. Vossi then, the inside of Mechanica, gets the job done. Gudekerl has joined the room, another returning driver. Mechanica having a little look back at Vossi coming into the carousel. Both drivers hitting that one cleanly in the end. Vossi getting a little bit of a better exit by the looks of it. Oh, Gudekerl has left the room. So Potkind, so he's picked up that half a second penalty as they entered the Nords. He's just been off track and into the wall as well, picks up a little bit of front end damage, that just repairs itself now. Vandermeer hasn't been able to close that gap up on him in 8th either. Okay, coming towards the end of race 2 then. Ace Killer coming under increased pressure. Gap at 1.1 seconds. Last few turns before we hit the Dottinger straight as well. Ace Killer wants to try and keep that second gap between himself and Gazelle. Slipstream is just below a second, about 0.95. Oh, a little slip there by Ace Killer. That's not going to help him out at all. He needs a really good corner through Swallowtail to try and hold that gap. Gazelle keeps that throttle planted through there as well. And he does pick up a slipstream. Is it going to be enough though to close the gap up on Ace Killer? Both drivers with enough fuel. Both drivers got plenty of tyres left for the rest of this race. Gap coming down slowly, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Still at 0.7. Just hits 0.6 now. So unless Gazelle can get an absolute blinding exit out of the very final corner and stamp the throttle to the line in front of Ace Killer, oh, he's all over the back end of him. It could be on. Could be on. I think Ace Killer's going to hold it though. He does. Great bit of racing between those two. But it is Ace Killer that comes out on top. Real good effort by Gazelle then to A, close up and get right behind Ace Killer by the time they hit the line. And almost did exactly what I said. Just get right up behind Ace Killer and stamp the throttle towards the line. But not quite enough, so Ace Killer takes the lead then and wins. Gazelle second, Leaf Barnes third. Königsschleiser takes fourth. Vossi is going to come home in fifth. Just completely backed off the throttle through there. Mechanica will come home in sixth. Potkind Vectra seventh. And Vandermeer will take eighth. Naughty undercut. Racing. Decent bit of racing. There you go. Vandermeer then taking that final 8th place. Race 2 in the bag. And 2 in the bag for Ace Killer as well. He's won both so far. Mechanica. What does Leader Wolken mean? So all the drivers you see in the lobby now are, except Mechanica, who's a newbie for tonight, I think, they're all returning drivers. Because they know what's involved and they know what to expect. How many did we lose from this one? So Ace Killer taking the win, then Gazelle second, Leafbarn third, Königsschleiser fourth, Vossi fifth, Mechanica sixth, Potkind Vectra seventh, DG Vandermeer in eighth. Oh, just 2 from this one then. Zenning 55 and Michael AFL both went crying to their mums. Wah! 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 Apologies if you're watching, but wah! Stay hydrated, people. It's warm again. Public service announcement. There you go. Oof. Okay. All changed again. What? The following settings have been changed. Time and weather, late morning, yeah. Variable time speed rate, 15 plus, whatever that means. Race settings, tyre wear rate has been set to ×4. Fuel consumption is now ×5. And I don't know why you've even bothered changing the free run settings. Maybe just to give people a little bit of time to practice, I assume. But still just 8 drivers. Why? Why? Who's that? That's Mechanica. Gone for the Ford GT for the next race. Obviously not happy with that Subaru for race 2. Can Ace Killer take 3 races out of 3? He will start from the back again. Fuel consumption has gone up another notch. I don't know. I don't know. But while we're here, let me just boop. And then do a little bit of boop. That. Don't forget to go and check out the Just4Fun Driving Club website. Plenty to look at on there. Got the events, rankings, news, members, guest book, that sort of stuff, gallery, videos, and archive. Let's go and have a look. Pretty. Yeah. go and check out the website www.just4fundrivingclub.de. Hold on, where's my cursor gone? Or boom, that. Again, cursor's in the wrong place. So the contact page, you've got email, WhatsApp, the Discord servers and all that sort of stuff. This is the best page though. Let me just move. Oh no, I can't. It's the best page because it's got me on it. Oh, there you go. Best page ever. So go and check that out. www.Just4Fun Driving Club, just for fun driving club.de. All right, good. Let me turn all that off. No, wrong one. Come on, what are you doing? Display capture, not video capture device. Come on. Oh my god. Sorry, people. I've got a very sensitive mouse. It's a gaming mouse, and it just, if you touch the button a little bit too much, it thinks you double click stuff. I think it depends on the how far you press it in. I don't know. What is it? What is it now? Alienware. Stolen off my son when he got his new keyboard and mouse. Did we get a start time? Oh yeah, 12. Okay, so we're about a minute away, just under, from race 3. It's going to be very similar. Slightly more tyre wear, slightly more fuel consumption. Might change things right up. Still going to be only 8 drivers on track though for race 3. Bit of a shame. Always good to get more drivers on track. Especially at this place. Flipping heck. Yeah, once you're on your own here. Whew. Ooh. FaZe Moncarl has just joined the room. He's decided to lob himself in a great big Mercedes. Let's see how he gets on. He's got a sportsmanship rating of SR, so that's pretty good. But he's got a driver rating of E, so not too sure what'll happen there. He should start from the front of the grid anyway. Although he's a bit late to the party, so I don't think lobby host has had time to stick him at the front. So unfortunately he starts from the back. Why is it saying Ace Killer up front? He's not. There it is. Okay, lights on then. Van der Meer opting for a new car as well. He's going for the Audi R8. Oh, just a little bit of half throttle off the line, and that's cost him luck. Mechanica has decided he does like the Subaru for this race. He's gone for that soft tyre again. Oh, just gets himself in front as they come through that little kink. Oh, a few drivers having an issue through there. Koenigschleiser getting away well, coming into second. Potkind in third, Vossi fourth. Oh, FaZe Moncarl already with a 2-second penalty. What did you do? Which shortcut did you take, Vossi? Blocking that position. Down towards the hairpin. Just keep my eye on these two. FaZe Moncarl up the inside. Oh, tail happy from Vossi. Oh, Leaf Barn also kicking up the dirt on the exit of the hairpin. He's killer 8th then. Van der Meer already from the start, from the front to the back, unfortunately for Van der Meer in the Audi. Where's my face gone? Oh, have I turned it off? You absolute monk. I've turned off my face cam. I'm back. Oh, and while we've been faffing, Koenigschleiser takes the lead then. Pushing hard in the Beetle. On the softs again for first stint. Mechanica holding that second. Potkind. Phase 1 Carl squeezes through into third. Still got that 2-second penalty to lose. Oof. Popcorn Vector in the background, almost off track as Gazelle looks to get past him. Can't make it work though. Vossi has found himself with a full second penalty. Ace Killer has found himself with a half a second penalty. Everybody being naughty and upsetting the marshals somewhere. Leaf Barn in 8th. Vandermeer hanging on to the pack in 9th. Koenigschleiser starting to put his mark on this race, starting to pull away from Mechanica in 2nd. Breaks that slipstream as well in the Beetle. Phase Moncarl has looked pretty quick already tonight, started from the back, already into 3rd position. A little bit pushy I would say, but not anything too brutal from Phase Moncarl. Again, new driver to this lobby. Has a little look at the inside of Mechanica, but not to be through the hairpin. Oh, Popkind and Gazelle having a little wobble as they stick tyres on the grass coming out of there. Ace Killer gets himself past Vossi into 6th then. Vossi now 7th. Vandermeer into 8th. And it's Leaf Barn that makes a little bit of a mistake, drops to 9th position. Koenigschleiser still leads, still holds enough gap between himself and Mechanica to not give a slipstream. Phase Carl just having a go at Mechanica but wasn't able to make it past him. Again, he's still got that 2-second penalty to lose. It's looking pretty good though, Phase Carl. Nice tight lines. Oh, look how close he was to Mechanica then. Losing a tiny bit of traction due to that. Almost made him crash, but he holds on to 3rd. Potkind still 4th. Gazelle still 5th. Ace Killer 6th. 7th for Vossi. Vandermeer 8th still, and Leaf Barn. Oh, I think he's made another. Yeah, he has. He's made another mistake. He spun the Ferrari around and put the back end into a wall. Picked up a little bit of front end damage. That does repair itself now, but work to do. Phase Carl then, great exit through there. Gets himself into 2nd position. Gazelle. Oh, trying to follow him through, but Mechanica not making it easy for him. A little bit of contact there between the Porsche and the Subaru as well. Porsche actually winning out through that one, taking that 3rd spot off of Mechanica as Popkind Vectra looks to drive around the outside of him as well. Killer tucked onto the back of these two. Now can Phase Moncarl just start disappearing now? He's managed to break a little bit of a gap. He's got himself into 2nd. Clean track in front of him. Potkind gets 4th off of Mechanica. Oh, Mechanica, where are you going? Almost taking out Ace Killer. Getting a wobble on through there. Ace Killer having to take avoiding action. Did well to keep it on track, I'll be honest. Into the carousel. Throwing themselves into that turn. Potkind then, right behind Gazelle. So Phase Moncarl has broken away from Gazelle enough to not give him a slipstream. He is closing up on Koenigschleiser as well, a gap at 1.2 seconds. Unfortunately for Phase Moncarl, he's got 2 seconds penalty he's got to lose. That will take him down to tick over speed, 50 miles an hour, probably less. As he hits the Dottinger, it might allow. I mean, he's closing up on Koenigschleiser anyway, but it might, if he gets past him, it will allow Koenigschleiser, Gazelle, Potkind and possibly Ace Killer all to get past him. Just 3 seconds between the top 5. Koenigsschleiser leading. Phase on Carl getting ever closer. Gap down to 0.3 of a second. It's going to be held up a little bit by Koenigsschleiser for these next few corners. Although I say that, Koenigsschleiser just holds the inside line through there. Mon Carl trying to get a move back up the inside. Coming into the mini carousel. Oh, and he gets himself up the inside. Great move by FaZe. Sticks himself in the lead. But again, with that 2-second penalty, that is going to put an absolute dent in his race. Oh, Koenigsschleiser off track through the Swallowtail. That gives Dijgazell second. Right, here we go. Penalty loss coming up. He stays off the racing line. Oh, 60 miles an hour. Here they go then, streaming past him. And he's got to get up to race pace as well. I don't think he's going to pick up a slipstream, is he, by the time he gets up to full race pace? No, he's not, unfortunately. Again, just below a second for slipstream. He's sitting at 1.6 now after that 2-second penalty loss. 1.7, 1.8. Might all change though. Might see some drivers come in the pits here. Let's just flick ourselves. Oh, gone too far. Dijgazell into the lead, stays out. Koenigsschleiser in, Potkind in, Ace Killer in. FaZe Mon Carl in, Mechanica in. Vossi stays out on his mediums. What are you doing, Leaf Barn? Staying out on his mediums as well. We're probably going to see Vandermeer come in, are we? No. Stays out on the softs. So Dijgazell then into the lead, 10.7 seconds over Vossi. He's got a half-worn, just under half-worn set of soft tyres. He's got to hope to God they're still going to be in a half-decent condition by the time he ends lap 2. He's got to hope he's got enough fuel on as well. I didn't see what they started with, so they're all under half a tank as they just start lap 2. Leaf Barn through to third then, also on the mediums. Koenigsschleiser out the pits in fourth. Fresh set of softs on, half a tank of fuel. Vandermeer not stopped. Tyres looking good. Did you stop, Vandermeer? No, you didn't. FaZe Mon Carl then, just over half a tank, racing mediums on for stint 2. Ace Killer out on a fresh set of softs, full tank. Probably going to try and do 2 laps on those. Potkind Vectra mediums, full tank. He's definitely going to do 2 laps on those. Mon Carl has gone for the soft full tank. He's going to attempt to push 2 laps out of that Subaru as well. Dijgazell just hitting Nordshliefe now then. Vossi in second. Tyres looking good, but fuel starting to run out. Same for Leaf Barn. Koenigsschleiser with exactly half a tank now. Fresh set of racing softs. He's 28 seconds behind race leader after that pit stop. Oof, might be a little bit more after that off-track action. Stay hydrated. Come on, camera. There you go. So some reasonable sized gaps out on track at the moment. Mechanica pretty close to Potkind. But everybody else quite far apart. Dijgazell having the time of his life at the minute. 10-second lead. Those softs starting to get worse and worse though. Only about a third of the way round lap 2. Again, just got to be careful. Hold on to those. Hold on to those tyres and hold on to the car when it comes to the end of lap 2. Doesn't want to spin it off track. Stick himself in the wall, pick up a load of damage, and then allow these boys to slowly but surely catch up with him when he does enter the pits. Vossi then in second. Quarter of a tank of fuel. Medium's looking good. Leaf Barn just over quarter of a tank. Medium's looking good. Koenigschleiser about a third of a tank, just over. Racing Soft's looking decent at the moment. Phase Carl, medium's looking good, just under half a tank. Ace Killer just over 3/4 of a tank. Racing Soft's just starting to show a little bit of wear. Same for Mechanica in 7th. Just over half a tank, little bit of wear. Potkind exactly the same, but a little less wear on those medium tyres. And then Vandermeer probably wishing he'd stopped at the end of lap 1, looking at those softs. He might be wishing that would come the end of lap 2 anyway. Gazelle then. Still holding 10 seconds. Vossi's not been able to put any time on him. Gazelle on the softs. That's possibly why. Vossi on a semi-worn set of mediums, whereas Race Leader is on a semi-worn set of softs. So although semi-worn, they're still going to be faster than a semi-worn set of mediums. But again, big gaps, 10 seconds between first and second, 8 seconds between second and third, 5.5 between third and fourth, 8.7 between fourth and fifth, 10 between fifth and sixth. And this is the closest race really, Mechanica and Potkind, just 1.5 seconds between those two, but different tyre strategies going on. Soft on for Mechanica, mediums on for Potkind. Oh no, and we catch DG Vandermeer again, wishing he changed his tyres at the end of lap 1, I bet. Damage front and rear on that Audi now, unfortunately. Tyres looking very red. He's only going to lose time now, unfortunately. He loses a tiny bit of time then, Gazelle. Tyre wear just starting to kick in, just catching him out in a couple of corners possibly. I might just see the tail end of that Porsche start to flick out in some of these corners on the exit as it loses traction. Oh, there we go. A little bit sideways into that corner. Yeah, he's almost having to slide this Porsche into a couple of turns. Still no sign of Vossi behind him, but he is being a little bit tentative around some of these corners now. Gazelle. There's a couple of tenths coming off that time, so from 10.5 it's down to 9 seconds. But he is coming to the end of lap 2, so just needs to keep this gap. Okay, we'll have to see how the drivers fare who stopped at the end of lap 1. Are their soft tyres and medium tyres going to be in good condition to battle against this man who's probably going to come out on a fresh set of soft tyres? Let's pull a little bit of time back off of Vossi actually. Got back up to 9.3. Oh, Vossi possibly getting caught out through the mini carousel there. Loses a big chunk of time to Gazelle. That jumps back up to 9.9 seconds. So Vossi's got to come in. Gazelle's got to come in from the lead. Leaf Barn's got to come in. Koenigschleiser has got to come in. Ace Killer hasn't. Or potentially he could come in for a fresh set of tyres. He's not got to take on board any fuel at all. Still 24 seconds behind Race Leader, so he might end up literally either directly in front or directly behind Gazelle. All depending on how much fuel Gazelle sticks in that car. Here he is then, into the pits. Vossi going to follow him in, but 8.5 seconds back. Again, if Ace Killer comes in, he's only got to stick on a set of tyres. Leaf Barn is going to peel over to the right. Does so. Koenigsschleiser is going to follow him. What is this man going to do then? Is he going to opt for a fresh set of tyres? Is he hell? Let's do last lap on a half-worn set of softs. What's the gap going to be by the time Gazelle gets released? He's got his tyres on. Just gets released from the pit lane there then. What's the gap? What's the gap? Let's let it settle down first. Says 11.4, but we'll see about that. Oh yeah, staying about the 10.8 seconds. So is it going to be another punch-up between Gazelle and Ace Killer at the end of race 3? They were very, very close at the end of race 2. Gazelle just not quite able to get the power down enough to get past the BMW on that final start-finish straight. Can he do it this time? What was the gap last time? 7 seconds, I think. Might have been less. Could be a slightly better advantage for Ace Killer this time. We'll see how Gazelle gets on though. Fresh set of racing softs versus a over half-worn set of softs on for Ace Killer. Again, he's just going to have to manage those by the time he gets to the end of lap 3, which is going to give Gazelle all the opportunity. He can push those tyres to their absolute limit for the last lap. Mechanica hasn't taken board tyres. That's going to be a regret for him. He's taken on board a little bit of fuel, but no tyres, unfortunately. That front set is going to be absolutely blown out by the time he hits the line. Popkine's easily going to get past him, even though he's on the slower tyres. So's Vossi. Probably Koenigsschleiser. Maybe Leaf Barn. Possibly not DG Vandermeer, who's 1 minute 35 behind Leaf Barn already. How's that possible? Oh, there you go. It's 2 minutes 11 seconds behind race leader. There he is, 9.2 seconds, 9.3 seconds. So losing a little bit of time, but then gaining a tiny bit back as well from Gazelle. Again, Mechanica's going to be in a world of hurt in a few corners' time. That front left is absolutely blown out already. Front right, not much better. There is a couple of drivers just in the background. Popkine, Vectra and Vossi. Oh, Vossi. Okay, so Vossi did stick a set of fresh soft tyres on. Popkine still on his semi-worn mediums. Vossi making short work of him then. And the pair of them will make short work of Mechanica before you know it. Gap at 0.9 then, 0.7. He's just having to take his time into and out of every single turn here, unfortunately. Listen to those tyres screaming. Look how quickly Vossi's caught up with him. Still got the inside line into this next turn, Mechanica, but backs off the throttle a little bit early, knowing he probably can't get that braking done and the turning done all at the same time. So Vossi goes through, and it's going to be Popkine Vectra. Although he's on the slower medium tyre, the worn out softs aren't doing Mechanica any favours at all. There you go. Commentator's curse kicks in again. And there goes Popkine Vectra through to fourth then. Mechanica is really going to struggle here on this last lap, unfortunately. I think you're going to see Koenigsschleiser and Leaf Barn come past him. It's only 4.7 seconds back to Koenigsschleiser. There he is. 4.7. Try 4 seconds. Yeah, really struggling then, Mechanico. He's going to lose both of these positions to Koenigsschleiser and Leafbarn. They're not too far apart, to be honest. Van der Meer, on the other hand, is a long way back, so he's probably not going to make up any more positions. So back to the front, that lead from about 10 seconds has been chopped in half. 5.3 is the gap. Ace Killer's tyres looking very, very red. Less than quarter of a tank in that car as well. Gazelle softs put on at the beginning of this lap, looking phenomenal. Just under just under a quarter of a tank himself as well. And he's still taking a little bit of time out of Ace Killer. That gap is at 4.4 seconds. Is it going to be a Gazelle first place for race 3? Ace Killer's won the first 2. Gazelle really put it to him at the end of race 2. But Ace Killer was just managing to hold on to that one. So gap's still at 4.5 seconds. What can Ace Killer do with this one then? Tyres only getting worse. Fuel only getting less. That car getting lighter and looser as we continue. Oh, a little bit squirrely there from Gazelle as he pushes that Porsche. Gap down to 3.6. Rossi another 10 seconds back in third. Big gap behind him to Potkind Vectra now. 5.2 seconds, but Vossi is on that faster tyre. Koenigsschleiser and Leafbarn are both past Mechanica as I predicted. And yeah, both front tyres on that Subaru absolutely dead and buried. He's got his hazards on as well, just to let drivers know. Fair play to him. Don't think he's got to worry though. DG Van der Meer nearly 2 minutes behind him. Okay, the race is certainly on again between these two. It was on in race 2. It's certainly on again here in race 3. 1.1 seconds separates these two. Now, Ace Killer last race had about 0.7 of a second over Gazelle as they hit the Dottinger, and it wasn't enough for Gazelle to take that win. Ah, look at that, Ace Killer. He either knows he's not got the pace or he's going to try and be a cheeky boy. Tuck himself in behind Gazelle, pick up the slipstream. It's not working though. Gazelle's going to stay in front. Ace Killer just picks up that slipstream. The time does start to come down. Gazelle with all the grip though versus Ace Killer with literally no grip now on the fronts for him. Last couple of corners to go, but he's going to have to brake earlier. Consider those worn out tyres as he chases Gazelle down the hill. He's still going for it though, even with the broken tyres. Oh, Gazelle though, just able to get the traction coming around that corner. Pulls loads of time over Ace Killer by the time they come up to the line. And fair play to the pair of them. Real good racing again between those two. Gazelle takes the win. Ace Killer comes home in second. It's not 3 on the board for you tonight at the minute then, Ace Killer. Vossi will take third. Great race from him. Potkind taking fourth. Koenigsschleiser not too far behind him actually in fifth. There he is. And Leafbarn closing up as well in sixth. Mechanica tyres wailing. I think his tyres have gone to see all the mums that the drivers were crying into their arms of earlier. The tyres are crying out and they've gone to their mum as well. Mechanica's going to come home for seventh then. Almost out of fuel as well. And we just wait for DG Van der Meer. 1 minute 39 behind Mechanica. We might see him cross the line. We might not. I don't know. Oh, Van der Meer. too much speed through there. Yeah, another good race for you, Ace Killer. Not quite the win though. Good effort, real good effort at the end. Those tyres just letting you down though. Oh, Van der Meer. Oh no, Van der Meer. Well, at least you're getting some, you know, getting some airtime, aren't you? Regardless of whether it's good or bad. Any publicity is good publicity, apparently. Onto the back straight then for Van der Meer. He's just got to stamp the throttle. Way too much fuel in that car. Half a tank of fuel still by the time he crosses the line, by the looks of that. Nice settings. You enjoy those then, do you, Dukes? No checkered flag for Van der Meer. None for you. But there he is, Die Gazelle on the top spot for race 3. So, one more race. Let's have a look. Usually we cut the lobby off around 10 o'clock, but obviously with the slightly longer circuit, it does take a tiny bit more time to get these races done. So I mean, I'm happy to do one more if you boys are happy to do one more. Alex de Ems has joined the room, new driver. Everybody else hanging about as well. Fair play to you. Now looks like Alex de Ems might know Mechanica. Right, there you go. Ace Killer's down for one more. Potkine said yes. Last race at 45. Again, don't forget to like and subscribe. Do all that nonsense. Drop some comments in, either live or post-race. And if you do get to this point in the video, why don't you drop a 7 in the comments? How about that? That's what everyone else is doing, getting people to drop numbers in the comments. And if you get to the end of the video, well, if you get to the end of the video, then maybe I'll tell you a number to type at the end of the video. But I'm not going to tell you now. Stay hydrated. Let me not put that up there because it's blocking off my view. Public service announcement. Stay hydrated. You gotta love it. Any of you boys sit and drink while you're driving? While you're racing? I know some of the P1 boys do. It doesn't always work out the best for them. You see their racing getting slowly but surely worse as the race goes on. So Alex de Ems will start from the front in race 4. He's also gone for the M6. Okay, so it's going to be an absolute punch-up race. So pretty much a free-for-all. Tyres aren't going to come into it. Fuel isn't going to come into it at times too. It's going to be 3 laps of pure racing. Hopefully, not just pure crashing and spinning around. And I need to finish this beer before the end of the race. Chat less, drink more, maybe. Has he gone for the old random grid as well? Has he? Looks like he might have. Unless we're waiting for Alex, DG, Van der Meer and Die Gazelle to pick a car. Flat out like a badger on a bypass. That's right, not like the badger I hit in the Audi. Beautiful Audi S5. Right? A week I owned it. No, and I wasn't spanking it. I promise you. Ask DIA 3SP Mart. Literally coasting down this hill, 35 miles an hour. Flipping Badger runs straight out in front of me. I didn't even have time to hit the brake. Bam! Badger went rolling off down the road. Front end of the car was knackered. And then the Badger got up and ran off. I wanted to fill it in. Luckily, it was only cosmetic damage. It hadn't blown out half my radiators or something. Great big V8 engine with all that crap on the front. Yes, yeah, I'm nearly Billy Smoker, Duco. Alright, get in there. Flipping Badgers. Wrecking my cars. Nearly missed start of race 4 then. Getting annoyed at Badgers. I'm drinking too much. Distracting myself. Okay, race 4. Just about to start. Alex de Ems is going to lead us out. Whether he stays there, I don't know. We'll see whether DG Vandermeer has a good start as well. Lights go on then. Race 4 about to get underway. Boom! Ah! Terrible start from Vandermeer. Oof! Almost caught out Leaf Barn. Great response though. He managed to peel out to the side. Doesn't light the tyres up. Gets himself into the lead of the race. Koenigschleiser. Koenigschleiser in the Beetle. Trying to drive around the outside of him through there. Wasn't quite able to get the traction down. And to be honest, Koenigschleiser and Leaf Barn have been very close most of the night, to be honest. Vossi in third. Could be a good race for Vossi if he can squeeze his way past those two. Quick driver Vossi. Alex de Ems then. Hemorrhaging positions off the line. Down to 4th. Down to 5th. Down to 6th. Potentially down to 7th. Just managed to hold on to that 6th. Die Gazelle in 7th then. Mech and Nick Kerr now opted for the Beetle in the... sorry, Beetle. Where the bloody hell did that come from? BMW. With what looks like an old Indian livery. Oh no! Mechanica catching Die Gazelle through there. Not giving that position back either. Oh, he is slowing down. Fair play to him. Fair play to you, Mechanica. I'll take it all back. He is backing off the throttle. He is backing off the throttle. And he's allowing Die Gazelle to come back past. Again, this is why we do this, right? You crash into somebody. You cause them to come off track. You stick your brakes on near as damn it, and you allow that driver to come back past, take that position off you. Clean and fair racing. Now, it might have been a genuine accident. At which point you give the position back. If you go, oh, Mechanica, if you're going to be blatantly nudging drivers off track, we don't want to know. We don't want to know. Bit of work for Mechanica to do then. Bit of work for Die Gazelle as well. So Leaf Barn leads in the Ferrari. Koenigschleiser, as I said earlier, been very close to Leaf Barn pretty much all night by the time they come to the checkered flag. Just a second opened up between them though. Vossi right on the tail of Koenigschleiser in that BMW. And again, one of the faster drivers in the lobby, Vossi. Potkind pretty quick as well, although he does seem to make one or two little mistakes. I will say he got very, very good since I first started covering these lobbies. A lot cleaner, a lot more racecraft about your Potkind. A lot faster as well, I'll say. And I'll say that to everyone, you will only get faster by racing faster drivers. Oh, Ace Killer having a little look up the inside there. Yeah, it doesn't matter. If you're in a lobby with people who are absolutely spanking you, doesn't matter. Stay in the lobby. Stay racing. You will only get faster. Because you'll see that they brake at a certain point or turn in at a certain point or accelerate or whatever. You know, you can record the replays, you can look at their POVs, you can see when they turn the steering, press the brake, press the throttle, all that stuff. You can learn a hell of a lot. So do that. Ace Killer all over the back of Potkind. Vandermeer not doing too bad after the poor start. In 5th, Koenigsschleiser at 6th. What happened, Koenigsschleiser? What happened? Should be battling out with Leafbarn. Alex de Ems then, again, not a great start from him. Just managed to hold on to that. He's rattled himself off a couple of barriers. A little bit slow out of there. Oh, he's tried to stay out of the way as well of Die Gazelle and just got tangled up with him, unfortunately. He tried the right thing. Great effort, Alex de Ems. You know, he obviously knows he's a little bit slower than the drivers around him. He's trying to do the right thing, but he's just caught out Die Gazelle. Mechanica then hot on his heels in the, I don't even know what you'd call that livery. Navajo Indian, Comanche. Getting it all out tonight, people. So Leafbarn in the lead then in that Ferrari. It does sound good, that thing. 3 exhaust hanging out the back of that, if I remember rightly. Let's have a look. 3 exhausts. Oh, not on the, they might be on the GT4 version, but it looks like there's only 2 on this one. Sure, there's 3 on the GT4. Could be lying. Vossi then into 2nd, but look at this. Potkind, Vector and Ace Killer all over the back of them. BMW, M6, M6, M6. Ace Killer almost cutting off the carousel altogether there. Just take that shortcut. 3 fast drivers in the BMWs. I would say it's probably a... Out of these 3, who would I say? I would probably say Ace Killer would be the fastest. Vossi potentially 2nd, and Potkind Vector 3rd. Although, looking at the pace of these boys, Potkind is putting an absolute blinder on at the minute. Keeping perfectly up with the pace of Vossi. Gap at 2.9, so it is coming down between 1st and 2nd. That Ferrari not quite pulling away. Oh, I say that as he jumps to 3.2. Again, Vossi might be defending a little bit from the BMWs behind him, which is just costing him in the race for the lead. Gap at 3.2 then between Vossi and Leafbarn. All the drivers having a little jump through there. Ace Killer in 4th. Oh, Potkind Vector almost off track. Lucky to get away with that penalty for that one. Vandermeer in 5th, Koenigsschleiser in the Beetle in 6th, was 2nd Koenigsschleiser. Made a mistake that we didn't see on camera, unfortunately. He's found himself a little way back in midfield. Unfortunately, when he gets past DG Vandermeer, if he can, which he looks like he will, he's got plus 13 seconds to try and catch up with Vossi in front. Apologies, Ace Killer, as those two have a little bit of a ding-dong on the Dottinger Straight. Ace Killer had just got himself into 3rd, but Vossi managed to get himself back in front. Potkind Vector out in front of the pair of them as well. Leafbarn still pulling away a tiny bit in that Ferrari. Now they're not battling as much. We'll see whether the BMWs can close back up on him. 3.5 seconds as he comes through Anthony's Garden. That's me. It's my garden. Potkind in 2nd then. What are we doing in terms of... Oh, we don't need to do pits, do we? Of course we don't. It's times 2 and times 2 for fuel and tyres. Now then, the question needs to be, does times 2 and times 2 last you on the 24-hour circuit. It might do on the full Nords. Does it with the 24-hour? Leaf Barn in that Ferrari used a tiny bit more fuel than Potkind. Let's have a look. Ace Killer used a little bit less, so he's looking good for the entire race. Bossy, very similar to Potkind. Vandermeer a little bit closer to Ace Killer, just under that three-quarters mark. Koenigsschleiser in that Beetle. Oh, tiny bit of contact between himself and Vandermeer. Slowed him down a little bit. Look at this, Gazelle coming charging through the field again. Who was that? Oh, Mechanica. Oh no, we've caught Alex de Ems off the track as well, unfortunately. Hazards on. Yeah, we've lost Mechanica, so not sure what happened to him. Leaf Barn. If he continues the way he's going, he's going to win this race. He's now got 4 seconds over the BMWs, still in a trio. But it is now Potkind in second, Ace Killer third, and Vossi in fourth. Koenigsschleiser still defending, holding on to that fifth. Gazelle not being able to push that Porsche past him just yet. He's trying as well. Oh, just as I say that, commentator's curse, and Koenigsschleiser does lose that position to Gazelle. Whether he actually gave it to him or not, I don't know. But that's the positions they're in now. Gazelle 5th, Koenigsschleiser 6th. DG Vandermeer not too... Oh no, commentator's curse, you see. The second I open my goddamn mouth, people crash. I was just going to say Vandermeer only about 1.3 seconds behind him, but... he's now 4.1. And Alex de Ems as well, just getting caught out before coming onto the Nords, and unfortunately he's 19 seconds down on lap 2. Okay, so Potkind in second, now with a half a second penalty. Smash my mic, why not? So although that will allow Ace Killer Vossi past him when he hits the dot in the straight, they're not going to make up time on Leaf Barn. Oh, I say that as Leaf Barn, that time drops from 4 seconds, 4.1 to 3.9. So tiny little mistake maybe by Leaf Barn. Pushing it then, Potkind, trying to stay in that second position. Ace Killer trying his hardest to get past him as soon as he can, so he's not going to worry about getting past him even with that penalty. Vossi's had a bit of a mistake though, picked up some front end damage. He's way off the pace of those two in front, 4.5 seconds back now. Can he get back up to pace, potentially close that gap back up? If these two battle, that might be on the cards. If they work together, not so much. It does sound like that Ferrari is a little bit closer. No it isn't. It's a little bit further away. 4.3 seconds. I'm going to finish this beer before the end of the race. Not this particular section. Ace Killer has a little look down towards this right-hander. He needs a good exit out of here. Oh, Potkind onto the grass. He's had to back off the throttle so as not to light up the rear tyres. Ace Killer just finds a way past him, has to back off the throttle himself a little bit. So not able to take full advantage of that mistake by Potkind. But the gap already up to 0.7 of a second, and Potkind has that half a second penalty to try and he's got to lose on the Dottinger straight at the end of this lap. Ace Killer again got his work cut out, 5.1 seconds in front to Leaf Barn now in that Ferrari. Nobody got to come in for tyres, nobody got to come in for fuel, so it is an all-out fight to the line. What can Ace Killer do now he's into that second position? 5.2 seconds the gap currently. Ace Popkind with that half a second penalty will fall off the back of Ace Killer when they hit the Nottingham Straight. Give Vossi a little bit of hope, but he is still 4 seconds behind Popkind. So make him about a second on him. Gazelle still charging as well, getting tangled up early on in this race. Again, fast driver, but just got sent off track by Mechanica. He's had a lot of work to do to try and get himself back through the field. Into 5th at the minute. He's a little off the pace of the boys in front. 8, nearly 9 seconds off the back of Vossi. Why are you pointing that way? And he's 20 seconds near as damn it off of race leader. Koenigsleiser not been able to keep the pace of Gazelle in front, also with a half a second penalty. Oh, Vandermeer, we just catch him, putting the throttle down after crashing. A little bit of front end damage on his Audi. And Alex de Ems, I mean, fair play Alex, he's struggled off the line, he's crashed into a couple of walls himself. Found himself with a penalty or 2, but he is sticking with it. Fair play to him. And again, you'll only learn this track if you carry on driving it. Try and follow faster drivers. Look where they brake, look where they turn, look when they put the throttle down. And I'll tell you now, turn traction control off. Turn it off. Okay, all changed then with that mistake from Popkind has allowed Ace Killer through. He's got a penalty to lose as well. He's already made a little bit of a mistake before picking this penalty, or sorry, before losing this penalty here. There's that penalty loss. So the gap was about 2 seconds between Ace Killer and Popkind. It's nearly 3 now. As Ace Killer is starting to chop into Leaf Barnes' lead then at the end of lap 2. Gap is 4.2 seconds from about, what was it, 5 point something? But that is coming down. Leaf Barnes' tyres looking a lot better than, I say a lot better, a little bit better than Ace Killer's. Slightly lighter as well. Leaf Barn used a tiny bit more fuel. Just starting lap 3 now. Doesn't need to worry about fuel, doesn't need to worry about tyres. Just push now for this final lap. That gap is coming down rapidly though. It's less than 4 seconds as Ace Killer rounds the first turn. He's absolutely chopping into Leaf Barnes' time. That gap down to 3.3 seconds. There is Leaf Barn. 3.2. Pulled a big gap from Popkind Vector as well. That gap at 3.9 seconds. Why is Koenigsleiser in the pits? Fresh tyres. There is Leaf Barn in front, just turning left. Gap still around 3.3 seconds. Alex de Ems in the pits as well. Both drivers, Koenigsleiser and is it Koenigsleiser or Vandermeer, both in the pits for fire tyres, as well as Alex de Ems. Through the chicane then. Oh, smashes into the barrier a little bit, but does make up time on Leaf Barn here. 2.8 seconds as they join the Nordschleife. Race is definitely on then between these two. 3 seconds between them. The gap only opening up between Ace Killer and Popkind behind. He's now 5-6 seconds back. Front tyres a little bit beaten up, as are Vossi's. He's now right on the back of Potkind for this final lap. Just got to control those tyres. Digazelle into 5th then, 7.5 seconds behind Vossi. Now we've seen him this far back before, but he did have a fresh set of tyres on to try and stick it to Ace Killer. He has actually taken a win tonight versus Ace Killer's 2, so that strategy worked for him in race 3. Unfortunately, everybody on the same strategy tonight. No stops, fuel and tyre wear is only at times 2. So it's an all-out stamp to the line. Koenigsleiser in 6th, 26 seconds back. Oh, so he has popped in the pits then for a fresh set of tyres. Won't help him out now. He won't be able to make up any more positions, I don't think. Vandermeer has not stopped for tyres. Alex de Ems has. He's 6.7 behind Vandermeer. Can he make those grippy tyres work for him? Can he get back past Vandermeer? Let's have a look later on. Oh, a little bit wide there for Vandermeer. And again a little bit wide. Mistakes like that are going to cost you. So 6.8 down to 6.4 already for Alex de Ems. Oh. Wrong button. Leaf Barn coming under increased threat here then. 2.7 seconds the gap behind him to Ace Killer. Slightly better in terms of tyre wear for Leaf Barn. Ace Killer's got a little bit more wear on. Oh, gets a little bit loose on the exit there, Ace Killer. Loses a big chunk of time to Leaf Barn. Again. Vossi comfortably in 3rd now, 7 seconds behind Ace Killer, 7 seconds ahead of Digazelle. Potkind Vectra making another mistake then, allowing a position loss. Digazelle getting through to 4th, 7.1 seconds behind Vossi. He might be able to bring that time down. I don't think it'll be enough before the end of the race to get any kind of position. Potkind might just end up finishing in this spot here, 19 seconds ahead of Koenigsleiser. Fresh tyres or not, I don't think it's going to be enough to put any kind of pressure on Potkind. Same for Vandermeer. Apart from he's now got dents all over that Audi. Okay, Alex de Ems gets through to 7th then. DG Vandermeer drops into 8th with a big dent on the front of that thing. Back to the front, Leaf Barn holding his own. That gap's still at 3.2 seconds. I think the tyres are really the deciding factor in this one. Let's have a look at Leaf Barn's. Literally just over that half-worn mark, front and rear. We jump to Ace Killer. It's about half-worn on the rears, but what would we say, 2/3, maybe 3/4 on the front. That time yo-yoing around the 3-second mark, but I think Leaf Barn might be safe here, bar any mistakes. Let's take the camera off him so he doesn't crash straight into a wall. I'm just going to finish this beer before the end of the race. I've got a few corners to go before the dotting are straight, so I better get it down my neck and my. Boom shakalaka. Gap back down to 2.7, 2.6. Ace Killer really trying here then, but I think the slightly extra grip from Leaf Barn is just going to win out in the end. I could be wrong. There could be a great big slip and a slide and into the wall for Leaf Barn before the end of the race. Could hand it to Ace Killer. We'll see Vossi still another 10 seconds back. Can't get the power down, can't get the pace. Gazelle has made about 2 seconds on him in this last lap. I don't think it's going to be enough before the end of the race to even challenge him. No, nowhere near. They're already coming up to the last few corners before the dotting a straight. Through the swallowtail then, Leaf Barn down to 1.7 seconds. Ace Killer's made up a big chunk of time around those last few turns. No slipstream for him. He is still taking a little bit of time out of Leaf Barn in front, but it's not going to be enough to pick up a toe and close that gap up before the line. It's looking good for Leaf Barn then for race 4 win then. Gap comes down to 1.4, 1.3. Coming back up the hill though, it's a little bit too little for too late for Ace Killer. Again, the gap coming down, but it's not going to be enough. Leaf Barn then onto the start finish straight for the end of the final race tonight, and takes the win with 1.3 seconds over Ace Killer's. Good effort, Ace Killer, but not enough unfortunately for race 4. Vossi is going to come home for 3rd. Gazelle will take 4th. Again, decent result from him. He got sent by Mechanic Kerr early on in race 4. I think lap 1 he got sent, and he's managed to claw his way back through the field to take 4th position. Potkind then, a little bit of a mistake again. His tyres just catching him out, allowing Gazelle to come through on that last lap. Takes 5th. Koenigsleiser comes home in 6th, sending cones across the track. Alex de Ems is going to take 7th, about a minute behind Koenigsleiser. And then Van der Meer, a long way back again in race 4. Oh, let's catch Alex de Ems, potentially. Yeah, he did a decent race. He was controlled that one well, I think, Ace Killer. Fair play to Leaf Barn. I don't think I've seen him take a checkered flag yet. Last corner to go then for Alex de Ems. And across the line for 7th for him. Unfortunately, we still wait for DG Van der Meer. Might not see another checkered flag here in race 4, unfortunately, Van der Meer. Why is it only you in the chat, Dukes? I've got 13 people watching. Ah, there you go. And only Duco in the chat. What's going on? Haven't you lot got tongues? Or fingers? There he is then. Ollie. That's not your real name. Your real name is Leaf Barn. Okay, but he does take the win. Ace Killer 2nd, Vossi 3rd, Gazelle 4th, Potkind 5th, Koenigsleiser in 6th, Alex de Ems 7th, and DG Van der Meer in 8th. And Mechanica, who DNF'd. I mean, fair play, Mechanica. Didn't DNF till the last race. I stuck around for 3, even though the Subaru was trying to kill you with those tyres. There we go. Another evening of Just4Fun Driving Club Nordshliefe action for you lot. That's it. That's it for tonight. I've had enough alcohol. I'm rattling bottles. I'm happy with that. And now I've got to follow my namesake and, you know. But yeah, that's it from me tonight, people. I hope you've liked what you watched. If you have, like, comment, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. back again tomorrow night at 9 o'clock for the next round of the Japanese Super GTs with the P1 RC race community. So come and check that out, 9 PM UK time. But that's it from me tonight. I hope you've liked what you've watched. Again, like, comment, subscribe, chuck all that stuff in the comments. Put a Q in the chat if you get to this point in the video. How about that? No numbers. But yeah, that's it from me. Tell your mates, tell your mums. My name's Billy Smoker. I'm out of here.